Hello YouTube, this is Passion, also known as Mikkel, and today this will be our first No More Side Jobs segment, and essentially these will be just talking about life stuff while Travis is just earning money however he can. Today I'm just gonna I'm just gonna wish him all the best as he just collects coconuts. It's not the most exciting thing to do, really. I think just any sort of first collection of jobs, and yeah, the main reason for this segment especially is like in response to how Suda 51 deliberately wanted these kind of jobs to be pretty boring, be like a grind, and not a bit soul crushing in a way, just like a tiny bit. Or grating, a bit grating, I think, actually, a bit grating. Yeah, it got me reflecting on that, ever since I found that news article, ever since I found that article about that little interview, and then you mentioned that, oh yeah, the side jobs were essentially to express this, and I think that speaks to a lot of people. That spoke to me a lot once I found out about that, because when I first played No More Heroes, I didn't have a job at the time. I was still in school, and it was quite a fair few years till I actually landed my first job. It was McDonald's. It was all nice and simple, and actually, as of this recording, I'll be heading up and out of there after after so many years. And yeah, for any kind of job like that, usually it's just for the money, and then just to. A lot of people hope to get out and go when they can, as soon as possible. Honestly, before I've seen plenty of people, they just stroll in and like, oh yeah, no, it's just a Christmas temp job, or it's just a summer job, or it's like, no, just so I gather money for uni, then just go. And there's a very rare few people that like stick to that statement, and they have this idea set in stone, and then where they're gonna go next. A lot of people can just say that. A lot of people can, and I found it quite shocking. When I first started working there, like my first 2 years there, I found it quite shocking how many people just ended up just staying there. And over time, it's strange. It's almost like it's almost like this kind of vacuum that sort of just keeps you there no matter what you try to do. Soon after seeing just so many people just say like, no, I'm just gonna be here for a certain amount of time, and then just leave, I realised that it's just a lot of talk. That kind of thing was just a lot of talk, and it's almost like a lot of soft-served statements. Really, it's almost just to fill the air in the room sometimes. And for that majority of people that they claim like, yeah, well, I'm just gonna be here for a bit, and then I'll just disappear, I'll go. No, they stay, man. Some of them stay for way longer than they should do. I never pranced around and said, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here soon. I said several times I wanted to, because I know it could be a super bad day at work, or it could be several weeks or months, and it's just really bad. But after a while, I started to realize that because since that kind of work environment, well, just any new first work environment, like you learn a lot. You learn a lot about like the sort of environment that when it's grating on you, it's grating on a lot of people, and since there's a fast-paced working environment, oh boy, it can really test you. It can test you very quickly, and I think it's the sort of thing. There's a lot of first jobs that just bring out the worst in people, really. Like, I'm not saying it's just McDonald's. I'm saying it's all kinds of places. It could be, and it can be. It's in a lot of different retail places, man. Especially around Christmas. We're coming up to Christmas now. When I know you can have a lot, when like customers, they don't see you as like a person. They like forget that, hey, you were someone's baby once. You're like this tiny squishy thing. They're like just wet itself, farted and pooped and just ate a lot, and would like, I don't know, giggle or cry a lot. Like people like forget that very quickly, that when someone is like giving you a service or like aiding you in some sort of place of business, like they forget that, like, oh yeah, this is a whole human being, and they have their whole entire lifestyle and history behind them. But right now, since you see them in just a uniform, like that's what they are, just this component that's in the way of you getting, like, I don't know, this product or food item or something. And yeah, it's really strange. It's really strange, that kind of environment. It's going to be some big hippie statement of just like, yeah, all jobs should just disappear. We should just get rid of all these side jobs. No more side jobs. No. It's it's way more about the little tangent there. Essentially, was just to point out the kind of environment that is available in some jobs. That's not for all of them ever. Not all of them ever. Like I found it pretty interesting. Like how when I first started there, I could see how it's just a set of basic tasks to execute. But because it was such a new, different environment, and it was going at a pace that was way faster than I know, at my own pace, leisurely, do it whenever I want kind of thing. So I was going fresh out of college and then straight into that. Straight into a place that like it actually asks and demands things out of you within like quick, speedy succession, and then for about 6 to 8 hours a day. Just like non-stop sort of thing. Well, you do have one break, but it was having those set of like basic skills just on a loop. Like it can be draining. I agree, it can be hella draining. But there's also like the new social situation that you get brought into as well, because it's from people from all sorts of walks, like sort of different like backgrounds and walks of life. They could be someone that comes straight out of like a very merry family. Everyone's all still together, and it's quite a solid unit, and it works really well. Or, like so, it seems someone else could seem similar. But then I know all it takes is 1 or 2 evening shifts when way later in the day there's way less things running in your head that stop you from just filters. There we go. There are way less filters that stop you from saying just like. From oversharing or like personal things like that, and then bam, turns out there's all this stuff behind them. There's all these like sort of troubles and all kinds of worries behind a person, and it's not exactly a facade. It could be just like a brave face they want to push forward and put forward, like fake it till you make it kind of deal. And it's more power to them as long as they look at the root of whatever issues and troubles they have, and then just get the right building blocks and move up and up from there. And then there's you'll start to see cliques. Like some people will just group together, and then there'll be just this other social group here, this other social group there. Some people just on the surf and turf on the outside of it, just sailing through the day, just nice and calm like, and then they just go home after. Like yeah, it's quite interesting, those people especially. Like they just come and go and do what they have to do. I think that sometimes those people will get praised more than those that are like actively in every social gathering, every work event. That could be like that'd be like a bowling or a bar sort of thing, or going out clubbing. And yeah, most of those people, those individuals that do that kind of thing, or even pairs or like small groups and that, they're long gone. They just like swooped in, swooped out clean. Like it's I get a little jealous of them. I kind of want to like chase after them and figure out how they did it. But it's definitely one of those keep calm and carry on sort of things. And I think that there's definitely a lot of potential. Like even if they are the staff members that are like all kinds of challenging and sort of test you, like in all kinds of different ways. It could be from like your core beliefs and values, like how you see the world potentially, how you see the world like as it is now, where it could go and what it could be. And those like basic set of skills as well. Just how basic are they? How basic are they? Can you really? Is there something you can do to like stop, pause, like look it over, tweak, shift, and fix it? Sort of thing. Is like if you're stuck at this one certain station, it's that basic set of skills and that's all you're getting. I'm like, well, how can I optimize myself to do this to the best of my ability? It doesn't have to be draining work, whatever it is. It does not have to be draining work, whatever you're doing out there. You could be a caretaker, you could be a cleaner, you could be anything. You could be scrambling around in retail, running back and forth from running back and forth from the stock room to like on floor, look at the shelves and stuff, to the cashier and that. No matter what you're doing, there's some sort of way to make it more interesting for you. Just digging in a little bit more and figuring out what else can I do to make this job more interesting. Can I make it more optimal for me? I kind of treat working at McDonald's like golf. You do the most efficient moves, but it's also the least amount of moves, because then you end up with more energy by the time you're finished. So then you win a bit of the day back. You win a bit of the day back, and you're able to make more sensible decisions after. You're not as exhausted. If you don't have as many of those good habits that have a set routine with all these good hit decisions and good habits. Like if you want to kickstart yourself and get yourself going, sometimes it can be just doing like the best you can in a job you hate, but if you dislike it, you know it's a bit of it kind of peeves you off, it ticks you off a little bit, but heck, it's got to be done for money, it's got to be done not the right way, a certain way. There is a positive, there's always a positive to any kind of job. If you're disliking it, like there is always some kind of positive. There's something you can get out of it that can make it at least a little bit more worthwhile for at least that day, or at least that week, at least that month, at least that year. Because you might start to see the other perks to it, and then all of a sudden your manager notices the kind of work that you can do, and then when you're doing something else, and they pay you a bit more for it too. So with all these different side jobs and all that you guys are doing right now, keep at it, even if it feels like you're butting your head against a wall, but keep an eye out for different options as well. Don't just pool all your energy into being the best you can be at a job you hate. That is not what this No More Side Job segment is about. It's about seeing the opportunities in all kinds of different directions. It's from your hobbies to your likes and dislikes. What do all of those things feed into for you? And is there a job out there that can reward you for that?
That's easy.
Who knows, if it ain't there, try making it. Like we're in quite an interesting time. Any sort of creative task is instantly rewarded. There's always somebody else out there that's kind of asking for that. Like, hell, here's one to throw out there. If anyone wants to do this for me, there's two different ones. Custom cosplay business. So literally they make your Power Ranger outfits to a T, not even exactly as a template to just simply just any of the Power Rangers we've seen before. It can even be from the Super Sentai series. Like all those that are out there, all the ones that the US never got to see, all that the Western world didn't get to see. Something like that. The other one is custom controllers. Now I'm talking they build the shell. They build the shell for this loopy controller, because I always wanted to just get hold of the craziest, loopiest controllers. And I've even overheard retro gaming markets when a person's just interested in getting strange controllers. Just like me, I'm like, I don't think I've googled and I've like typed in Google like the right words, but why isn't there business that does that? They just wait for your request, and then you get the schematic. You can send them their drawing on a fucking crayon on a napkin. They'll be like, okay, right, we'll meet up and talk, and then just back and forth, and then all of a sudden, ta-da, you have the strangest controller on the market. Like base level, it can behave a certain way, but oh boy, it don't look a certain way. It don't look a certain way you've seen before. It could be something brand spangling new. Could be a giant L. Could be a literal Nerf gun, and it has joysticks like on the side of it, and it's a fully functioning Nerf gun as well. Oh, that'd be hilarious. Just anything loopy like that. Like outside of your side jobs, outside of the jobs that you have to do as a first job, and then I know second, third, fourth, or beyond, just to get the money in, get the nice things that you like, get yourself fed, get your loved ones taken care of. There's always more options out there for you. As long as you keep yourself sharp enough, all kinds of opportunities out there. But do your best. If you hate the job that you're at, do your best to not get stuck in a rut to a point that you don't see an opportunity anymore. There's a point I literally thought myself, I'm going to be here forever. But I've still felt like I had some sort of like sharp wit about me, some sort of like smarts behind me. But as soon as I was back in that building again, it felt like I'm like, well, there's no way else I can go. I'm stuck here, right? Am I? Don't get trapped like that, my friends. Like there's way more to it than that. Heck, if you really want to shake things up a bit, go out of your way to see a sunrise. You'll be surprised how, I don't know, I think there's some sort of primal image that's just wired into our heads that finds that kind of soothing. You don't have to be directly with no protection on your eyes. You don't have to. You can have some sunglasses on if you can't quite handle the rays. That ain't a problem. Rising up a little earlier, or just stopping, pausing, and really listening. Like for me, actually, I'm quite grateful for this this most recent present. It's just a basic tick-tocking clock. It's ticks-tocks. All it does. And every time I go to sleep, I'm sleeping way easier, way better, because I'm listening to that tick-tock, breathing in deeply, exhaling, nice and slow like. It's beautiful. See, even that little tick-tock, that's running no matter what's going on.
That's easy.
All kinds of opportunities. Just relax, calm yourself before you harm yourself at whichever job you're disliking or not quite enjoying. See the potential, see the opportunities behind it. Now, if the opportunities ain't quite there, at least your psyche is a bit more open to just spotting everything else that's around you. But yeah, overall, this kind of stuff has come from me just meditating and reflecting on my lifestyle and just like how I perceive the world.
It's easy.
And it ain't finite and just in stone, and that's it. It's not ever gonna change. No. Always growing, always changing, and just tick-tocking on. And I'm always gonna learn something new and different. And I hope all you guys do too. So this is The Passion, also known as Mikkel. First No More Side Jobs of many. Take care of yourselves. See you on the next show.